India was eager to try again with Chandrayaan-3. This set Russia and India on a course from collaborators to competitors. Both Russia and India were interested in the Moon's south pole, where Chandrayaan-2 and others had confirmed through spectrometry the presence of water ice. Luna 25 and Chandrayaan-3 were now racing to be the first lander to successfully touch down on the Moon, South Pole, and potentially discover that water ice. However, Russia faced a new problem: the invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Western countries were outraged at Russia's decision to attack its neighbor and came together to impose massive sanctions. Not only was this painful economically, but one vital element of these sanctions was a ban on the trade of high-end computer chips and components. These would prevent Russia from developing high-precision ballistic rockets for use in its military, but hit Russia's Luna goals. Two European scientists began ending their collaborations with Roscosmos in an interconnected world where Russia traded for much of its high-end components. Russia would now have to go it alone. India completed Chandrayaan-3 and launched it on the 14th of July 2023, a mission we covered in greater detail in a previous video. However, the route that they took to the Moon was a fuel-efficient but time-inefficient one. It would take over a month to actually arrive on the Moon's surface. India estimated a touchdown date on the 23rd of August. If Russia really hurried, it could complete its lander and arrive before India by taking a shorter, more fuel-intensive route using Russia's powerful Salyut 2.1B rocket. The Luna 25 mission had by this time been delayed from 2021 to 2022, and then to 2023. In a bad stroke of luck for Russia, its bib navigation sensor didn't pass quality tests. This was problematic as the bib sensor relied on a computer chip normally supplied from the West, a chip that Russia could no longer purchase due to Western sanctions. So Russian scientists had to develop a new one on their own. The Bias L Luna 25 was cleared as ready to launch on the 11th of August 2023. It had 8 Russian scientific instruments on board, including laser mass spectrometers, infrared spectrometers, cameras for imaging the lunar surface, and even a device for measuring dust and microme meteors. Luna 25 would operate on the Moon's surface for a whole year, enduring the freezing cold of Luna night and the intense solar radiation of Luna days. It had the potential to do some good science. The SO rocket was powerful enough that it would get Luna 25 to the Moon surface by August 21st, 2 crucial days before India's lander arrived. Russia would indeed win the race against its rival Luna 25, launched successfully from the VNE Cosmodrome on the 11th of August 2023 and entered the Moon's orbit on August 16th. It took photographs of the Moon's surface. Imaging. The Zan crater. All systems were functioning normally, and communications were good. Russian scientists then began to make final preparations for the landing itself. The south pole of the Moon is home to some treacherous terrain, and the scientists didn't want a rough touchdown, which could potentially harm Luna 25, but then something went wrong on August 19th. Luna 25 lost communications with Earth, no longer guided remotely. Luna 25 attempted to perform its own pre-planned maneuver that would take it from a circular orbit around the Moon into the new path down towards the surface. However, further failures occurred. The Bias L navigation device, the one developed by Russian scientists, after the previous one hadn't passed quality control tests, had sent bad information to the ship's onboard control unit. As a result, the thrusters fired for 127 seconds instead of the intended 84 seconds, pointing Luna 25 into a steeper and steeper descent on the 20th of August. Luna 25 creamed down towards the Moon's surface at a pace too fast to stop. Roscosmos scientists could do nothing but look on in horror as the lander hurtled into the terrain, traveling faster and faster. Although no external cameras witnessed the impact, It's easy to imagine the grim result of acceleration under gravity that turned Luna 25 back into a Luna coffin. Its Luna mission had not lasted a year, but only a few days. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter did a flyby later, taking an image of the site of the craft's final resting place. Luna 25 had impacted hard, creating a crater about 10 miles in diameter. Russia had attempted to show the world that it was still a great power when it came to space exploration. However, Luna 25 had been mired by pressures and challenges. Western sanctions had indirectly sabotaged it. The Russian replacement ship was not precise enough or was not hardy enough to survive the high radiation environment of space. However, Russia's attempt to beat its rival India had also created problems for itself when I learned about its arrival date being 2 days before India. It reminded me of a similar time when the Soviet Union's Luna 15 mission crashed into the moon only a few hundred miles, and on the same day as Apollo 11 landed, Luna 15 had been tasked with collecting moon rocks, the same as the astronauts of Apollo 11. And although it was unmanned, if America's mission had failed, it would have been a point of pride to the Soviet Union that Luna 15 had managed to steal. Americans' thunder, this was political. Point scoring, the Soviet Union didn't want to just get to the moon. It wanted to get there first. And inevitably, when you're racing to beat someone else, you take less time making sure everything works as well as it needs to. And so you run a greater risk of failure. Ultimately, just like with Luna 15, Russia's Luna 25 had the opposite effect that his country's leadership intended rather than show Russia's superiority.